anything. This is something to think. The job of a seminar is to give tools. The thing I like is what tools you don't like, throw it out. What tools you like, keep it. I always tell people when I'm doing a seminar, if you change exactly what you're doing and do everything I say, it was probably a failure of a seminar. And the reason I say that is this. When I first entered dog sport, I had this female, and there was no such thing as online. The internet wasn't invented yet. So you had to go to seminars. And I went to this Franz Dorf seminar. I'm like, that's how you do it. A month later, 2 months later, I went to Fritz Beehler seminar. That's how you do it. 2 months later, I was at a Huntriger Freitag seminar. That's how you do it. Then at Fritz Beehler, you saw my female after about the fifth seminar. Almost take a deep breath. Choose a freaking method. I was like windshield wipers. I was all over the place. And I said, I'll never do that again. So when I'd go to a seminar, I'm like, I like that. That fits my personality, and that makes sense. Okay, throw it out. Hey, okay, that really makes sense. So I'm telling you things that have worked for us in our club. That's it. Not to change anybody, not to talk anybody into it. So I always tell people at the seminar, if you feel comfortable listening, because we've all gone to seminars where you see it, and the dog gets blown out of the water by a trainer that doesn't even know the dog. And they're like, no, you have to do it this way. And it's kind of like nerve-wracking when you have 40 people spectating and the trainer's being demanding that you do it this way. Peer pressure, you kind of like, okay, even though you know this is probably not the best thing for my dog. Yeah. This is probably not the best. So here's what I do. If you notice, like Slayer does a flip finish, my Roddy, and my Shepherds do a go around the back finish. There's a reason for this. I throw the ball and I have to let it stop. And I say, okay, my dogs that pick up the ball right to left, they're doing a flip. My dogs that pick it left to right, they're doing a go around the back. So my dogs are choosing their finish. I'm not saying if you're 100% saying I want a flip finish. You can get that, but you're kind of going against the grain, and I have other fish to fry, straighter articles. I got other things to do. You can 100% get it. But it's kind of like a left-handed child, we're going to teach you right-handed. It can happen. Also, when it is time for the dumbbells, you should know how your dumbbell lands. So if my dog picks up the dumbbell left to right for a go around the back finish, if that's noon, I'm throwing it 11:30. Little bit off. So they bring it and I got my straight front. I'm throwing the dumbbell, and dogs will usually, there's very few dogs that are ambidextrous on dumbbell. Almost always they start choosing a side. In the beginning they might be, but almost always they'll start choosing a side. Almost always.
When do they start training dumbbells?
I start usually after the BH.
Okay.
I'm doing my PVC pipe and my holes and all that. But I have to get all my ducks in order. I don't like teaching two things at once. So I was saying yesterday, or maybe it was on Tuesday, the way my brain works is very linear. So for some trainers, they teach everything and it's all kind of sloppy. And it works for them, so I'm not putting it down.
You just tighten it up.
And they tighten it up as they go. I don't teach subtraction till you know addition. I don't teach multiplication. That's just how I do it.
Seems easier.
It's easier for my brain. And I'm doing everything like, in other words, I'm not only teaching focus, I'm teaching other things like going around the cone. But I'm saying as far as my actual routine goes, I'm teaching all little components. It's not like I'm not teaching other things. But if I'm working on foos and engagement, I'm not even starting my sit. In that context, now I might be teaching my in-drive sit, chase, sit. Yes. So it's not like does that make sense? It's not like I'm not teaching other things. I'm just not teaching my moving sit if I don't have a good foos. Why would I? It doesn't even make sense. So the word signing is when a dog signs into the reward. So we had a guy, he had a really nice dog, but the dog was a little laggy, even though it was perfect attention and happy. It should be dog's right shoulder to left knee on the handler. The dog was here. I said, you're going to lose points off. for sure, because forging is incorrect, lagging is incorrect. They're both incorrect. So we had to teach this dog. He had a magnet ball on his back. When he said, chip, the dog had to go around in front of him to get the ball. If I have a dog that's 4G, why would I ever do that? They're going to sign and come this way. So sign, like, let's say I'm working on a foos, and I constantly do this with the ball. Yes, and I let him get the ball. After a month of that, I'm going to be tripping on them because they're in front of me. So most of the time, we want our dogs signing to the left, where they're not cutting in front of us. Peter's dog, we had to teach him to sign to the right. So we like the dog. I like the armpit. To get a real high drive, I have a ball that's as long as my arm is, so I can still foos naturally. If I want my young dog to sign to the left, foos, yes, and I'll pop it out to the left. I'll throw it to the left. I'll throw it to the left, so I'm signing to the left. Not even signing down. I'll throw it and I'll create prey, sign to the left. They have to know to bring it back, we play. If I want more drive on my foos, I will mark the behavior, now that you watch the dopamine project, and not pay them. So I'll go, yes, and back under the arm. And now they're like, I wasn't fast enough. You have to be careful of this because you can get too high of a foos, high drive. Like I said, that dog I brought out yesterday, Jinx, he literally can foos 5 miles, and I'm not exaggerating. I guarantee he'd be 5 miles. In fact, that'd probably be his best foos after he's tired. But you can also do what you watched on video, yes, and they don't get it, and it makes them, I gotta work harder. This is a visible toy though. This is visible, and I'm nothing against visible toys signing in the beginning. I'm not against that. But if all you do is visible toy, it's no different than what happens when there's no food on the track your first time. If they're used to a big beacon and the day of the trial there's nothing, it could get you in a pickle. If I am using the ball, I tuck it like this. Nothing's visible to my dog. And you got to get used to walking, tying your shoe where it's not constantly dropping you. So I had a lady in the class named Sherry, and she had a hard time with this move here. And this thing has knobbies on it, so it sticks pretty well. But I had her like type on the computer, tie her shoes, and she got good after about 2 weeks with it not dropping, constantly dropping. Then I go to this toy. I go that toy. But guess what I do on my back tie play? One day this, one day that, one day a tug. So I'm doing all these different toys on the back tie, so each one has very high value. And people are like, why are you using this toy today? I don't know. Felt like it. I don't know. I want them to say, I'm working for you. I don't have just this favorite toy. Then my last thing is, I have the toy here. But they're so used to signing up. Even though the toy's not here anymore, it's not a problem because they've seen that picture 1,000 times. Now here, how do I give my toy when it's on the backside is very important. If I give the toy here, yes, signing. There's 2 ways you should do it. Either do it like this, pop it to the left, so they're signing out when you say yes. Or you can do what I do. There's an invisible barrier here. They never can get the toy here. So I do spin behind, they come and outside to this side, and I pay them. So what does the spin behind do? It kicks them back. Because it's not just a spin, they have to spin and go all the way around to get this. That's when they really sign deeper. Because very few dogs lag. Most of the high drive dogs forge, so we're working on it. Peter's dog just had a foos that was happy, but just too far back. Does that make sense with toys? Mm-hmm.